After featuring this roller coaster in my latest Underrated Roller Coasters video, I just had to talk more about this exciting Gerstlauer Eurofighter. Located at Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Mystery Mine took the park to a whole new level with the addition of this immersive roller coaster ride. The overall opinion of coaster enthusiasts seemed to be mixed about Mystery Mine, but I think there is more here that's worth taking a second look. Presentation. Outside of a Disney or Universal park, the theming doesn't get much better than Mystery Mine. The ride makes me feel like I've entered an abandoned mine shaft and am now fighting to make my way out. The mine shaft itself has been built to look old and decrepit, making it feel as if it's been there for many years, and the trains have been expertly crafted to fit the bill of a mine cart. Every time I ride this roller coaster, I'm impressed by more little details that I find. Before the train starts the second lift, there's a canary bird inside a bird cage that flips upside down, indicating that the air inside the shaft is unsafe to breathe. It's small details like this that make the presentation that much more exciting. Mystery Mine has the capability of loading 2 trains at a time, which really improves the ride capacity. It's very noticeable if the park is only loading 1 train at a time, which is why I love it when they operate this ride at full capacity. Mystery Mine deserves a solid 10 rating for presentation. Ride intensity. Intensity can be a tough category to rank because of how the ride is paced. A good chunk of this roller coaster is family coaster material. Only the final part of this ride unleashes the full potential of what Mystery Mine can deliver. The ride starts off with a small dive out of the station into blackness. After performing a few turns and dodging a giant rock crusher, the ride comes to its first vertical lift. The vertical lifts on Mystery Mine are very intimidating, even though they're not super tall. Going straight up while lying on your back makes me grab my restraints a little tighter. After the lift, the ride travels over a bridge before taking a very sharp near vertical or vertical dive, not 100% sure. It's a fun transition that will pull you out of your seat. After the drop, the ride performs some sharp turns. Some will say this is the most boring part of the ride, but I disagree. I enjoy the turns and sharp drops. It's pretty fun and deserves more credit than it gets. The train has now started working its way back into the entrance of the mine and comes to the second vertical lift. As the ride slowly pulls you straight up, my heart starts to race. The anticipation that Mystery Mine builds is great. At the top of the hill, the ride takes a brief pause as you watch some TNT explode right in front of you. The next thing you know, you are diving back down to Earth at a 95-degree angle. As you escape the mine, the ride flips you through a fast heartline roll, which delivers some strong laterals. The coaster slowly crests the top of the dive loop, providing some good hang time. The ride then slams into the brakes after completing the dive loop, bringing your ride experience to an end. The ending of the ride is the best part, especially when it comes to the intensity. The rest of the ride isn't that intense, but because of that ending, I think Mystery Mine earns an 8 rating for ride intensity. Fun factor. Mystery Mine is a completely immersive experience that is entertaining from beginning to end. There is always something happening at every moment. Even the queue and station area have enough detail to engage you. The ride layout offers a little something for everyone, including vertical lifts, inversions, sharp transitions, and dark ride sections. Airtime fans will enjoy the 2 main drops of the ride, as both deliver some fun pops of ejector air. If you love your inversions, the 0G roll and dive loop are fantastic elements that rank up there as some of my favorite inversions. I couldn't imagine getting off this roller coaster without a big smile on your face. Mystery Mine earns a 10 rating in the fun factor. Originality. Mystery Mine came about a time when beyond vertical drops on a roller coaster were still relatively rare. There were about 5 Eurofighter models in operation at the time, which now seems to be like a dime a dozen. I might be wrong on this, but I believe Mystery Mine featured the first beyond vertical drop on any roller coaster in the United States. Gerstlauer came up with their Eurofighter design to be cost-effective and thrilling. That way, smaller parks could introduce a new roller coaster that would bring on the thrills while not raiding the bank. Dollywood seized on this opportunity by bringing this roller coaster type to their park, but since the ride was less expensive to build, they could put more money and effort into the theming. The layout is rather simple but executed very well, allowing riders to soak in the theming and amp up the intensity to keep them engaged. The ending of the ride features some pretty unique elements like the drop, which also turns while diving beyond vertical. The two inversions are well executed and still feel fresh. As I already mentioned, they are top-notch elements that will leave you speechless. Once again, Mystery Mine earns another 10 rating, this time for originality. Ride smoothness. Some might call this the Achilles heel for Mystery Mine. It's no surprise that this roller coaster has a few rough transitions. Like all my rides on Gerstlauers, I noticed things to be a little rattly. It could be their support structures allowing the track to sway more than other coaster manufacturers, but it's most likely their train design. The modern Gerstlauer looping coasters utilize lap bars, while Mystery Mine has old over-the-shoulder restraints. I can look past some of the janky transitions on Mystery Mine, but the worst part about this ride is the headbanging. After the first vertical lift, before the grand finale, the ride features a few sharp transitions. As cool as they are, they still cause you to bang your head against the restraints. If Dollywood were to install the new lap bar style trains, Mystery Mine's ride smoothness would be greatly improved. Overall, I don't think it's a deal breaker. Once you ride the roller coaster, the second time around you'll be better prepared for the quote-unquote bad sections of the ride. Ride smoothness gets a score of 7.5. Okay, the final score comes to 9.1, which is an excellent score. I have been shouting high praise for this roller coaster during this entire review, so a higher score would be no surprise. Honestly, if they could figure out how to improve the ride smoothness, Mystery Mine would be a near-perfect attraction. Some might prefer a more intense layout, but I think the amount of intensity used in this ride is just right. Would I prefer this roller coaster to go on a little longer after that big drop? Sure, but it works just fine as it stands now. My personal score is going to be 9.5. As I mentioned already, I would rank this a perfect 10 if we could remove the headbanging. Everything else about this coaster is top-notch, and the theming is spot on. The mine shaft looks like it's been there forever, which is great for immersion. I've heard great things about some of the highly themed Gerstlauer coasters over in Europe, and after riding Mystery Mine, I can see why. Maybe once everything settles down, it'll be time to head on over to Europe and check out some of their legendary roller coasters. Well, that's it for today's review. What do you think of Mystery Mine? Let me know in the comments below. As always, please subscribe so you don't want to miss out on more great content coming your way by XscreamThrills.